You come to a DCFC game, the supporter section, the Northern Guard, they start here at the Foaling Warehouse for a couple brews and some fun and to play some foaling, and then they have their little march to the match. It's just right around the corner from the Keyworth Stadium. They march right through the neighborhood on the way to Keyworth. Keyworth will be up here on the left. So yeah, it's just a short little, probably half-mile jog. But you can tell the proximity of the houses, how like jam-packed the stadium is. It truly is like a European stadium, like something you'd find in England. One of my favorite parts about this stadium is on the way here, there's just a big giant cheeseburger painted on some, I don't even know what this is, some building. Oh, and there's a soccer ball right stuck on top of the ceiling, on the roof. But right next to the cheeseburger, nestled between the cheeseburger and the Keyworth Stadium around the corner here, there's this cool stadium. They call it Historic Hamtramck Stadium. It's a baseball field. And way back in the day, in like the 1930s, so almost like 100 years ago, this was like a Negro League baseball stadium. I think it was for the Detroit Stars. You can see this here. Let me show you guys. You can see it says, Friends of Historic Hamtramck Stadium. Welcome to Historic Hamtramck Stadium. And you can see it was established in 1930. So it's 2023, so we got 7 years to go till the 100-year anniversary. And I know that this is a video about Keyworth, but you can't talk about Keyworth without talking about the baseball stadium. So let me show you guys this real quick. There's the train tracks just right over there. A lot of times when you watch Detroit City FC games, you'll see the train rolling by. But yeah, here's this. And they just remodeled it too. You guys can see it's pretty brand new. If you would have came here 5 or 6 years ago, the thing was kind of falling apart and dilapidated. And yeah, now you look at it, looks like a brand new stadium almost. Still kind of has that little rustic charm with the old brick. Right over there where those paintings are, there's a little like little soccer court where you can go and play. And they even have the lights, so a lot of times when you're leaving the games late at night, it'll be dark out and you'll still see kids playing underneath the lights. And yeah, there's the neighborhood off in the background, and you can see the floodlights. And there's Keyworth right there. Let's go check it out. As you guys can see, it says Keyworth Stadium. You can see how old the brick is. I mean, you can see how old some of this lettering is, man. Really tells you how classic this stadium is. One of the last real proper soccer venues in America, if there ever really was any, actually. One of the reasons it looks so old is because it was built way back in 1936 during Franklin Delano Roosevelt's second term in office. And this was part of his first works progress administration project for the state of Michigan. So I think it was part of like the New Deal or whatever. You guys can see the floodlights off in the distance there, and here's the scoreboard. And look, the train stopped too. You guys can see the stadium through here a little bit. You actually see the neighborhood off in the background right there. One of the really cool things is a lot of the graffiti along the stadium here. You guys can see the floodlight here, how like rusty it is. It's a proper old school soccer stadium. You could drop this thing right in the middle of England and it would fit in. And yeah, there's a little park behind the stadium right here that all the kids can go and run around and play soccer at and stuff while the game's going on, while their parents are watching. So actually, this is I'm coming to you guys about 3 days after DCFC season ended. Unfortunately, they lost to their arch rivals, Louisville City FC. They lost 4-0. They got smoked in the second round of the playoffs, but they did end up beating the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who were the best team in the entire league, in the first round of the playoffs. So, and that was actually their very first playoff win. So, still accomplished something this year. Okay, let's go through the gate right here. Get right up to the field. There it is. This is the first time I've ever been here and it's empty. Most of the time when I'm here, there's thousands of people. And actually, the capacity here is 7933, so just a little bit under 8,000. So this stadium is actually owned by the Hamtramck Public Schools, which actually the building's right there. Like I said, this was built back in 1936. Oh, and there goes the cat. Look at him go. Damn. So it was built on October 15th, 1936. And Democrat Senator John F. Kennedy spoke here during his successful 1960 presidential campaign. And way back in 2016, so about 7 years ago, Detroit City FC initiated a crowd-based investment program to renovate and rehabilitate the stadium. And they moved their games here in 2016, and it's been the home of DCFC ever since. They played their very first game here on May 20th, 2016, and their club attendance record is 7,887 against Serie A side Frosinone Calcio, and they actually got smoked 10-0 that game. That was on July 31st, 2018. If I reach around, you guys can see inside there. No, it's kind of closed, but yeah, these are like suites right here that they use. And the very first sports tenant who actually played here were the Wayne Tartars, who are actually the Wayne State Warriors now. And their football team used to play here from 1946 to 1949. And throughout that time, Hamtramck High School played a lot of football games here. So that was who was using it between, you know, Wayne back in the 40s and DCFC in 2016. And actually, in the 8 years of me coming here, this is the first time that I've ever actually stepped foot on the field. And so this side right here, so this would be, I guess, the left side. This is where the Northern Guard, or their supporter section, sits. They're the ones who start off at the Fulling Warehouse and they make the trek through the neighborhoods. They make all the noise, set off all the smoke bombs. And let me tell you something too. When you play here, especially in like the big games like US Open Cup games or games at the end of the season, when you're taking a throw-in on the sidelines, all the fans are leaning over the fence and they can really feel like you're just right on top of you. Because, you know, most MLS stadiums these days, they have security and barricades between the players and the fans, but this is one of the last few stands in America where the fans are literally right on top of you. And this is really cool right here. Stands out a lot more. See, Keyworth Stadium. Yeah, came over here to the other side. You guys can see, look, here's like another example, like just bricks missing down here. You know, like the grass is a little bit overgrown from where the, like this is. These are the best kind of stadiums though. These are what the stadiums with character. And look here, you guys can see through the fence right there, like the neighborhood is right next to it. Actually, the last game I went to a couple months ago, we walked right through here, and yeah, like the houses are, I mean, you could see, you guys can see, like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see in the shadow, but to the left there's like a house, and then there's like 10 feet and there's the stadium. Almost kind of reminds you of like Luton Town, like the team that just got promoted to the Premier League. Here's the benches where the boys sit. You know, not even any covering too. Like, you have to think, if you're an opposing fan, all the fans just walking right by you. But if you're a DCFC player, it's probably amazing. And there's the announcer's box. Oh, you guys can see, look, there's a house right there. That's literally a house. Imagine living in that house. Probably would be annoying on game days if you're not a soccer fan. So I would say that Detroit City FC's biggest win that they ever had here was probably when they beat the Columbus Crew 2 years ago in the US Open Cup. They beat them 2-1 after they were down a goal. Jesse Zardes actually scored the goal. He scored it right here on this net, and then Detroit scored down there to make it 1-1 in the first half. And I think it was Maxi Rodriguez scored the game-winning goal on this goal right here that sent us to the next round, where we actually lost to Louisville City FC like we always do. But yeah, that was an amazing moment.